Just a very small section of whatever waters you're seeing here, all the water is effects. Nothing is live. Only a part of the rain is live, they've shot. Rest of it is all CG. That's it guys from my side, that's done for me. Okay, so thank you so much for this time and I hope you all love this session and I'm wishing you all the best for your future and I want somebody from you standing here and giving a presentation like this with your own company. So wish you all the best. Thank you so much guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. That was such a powerful talk about the booming VFX industry. Definitely your contribution to the VFX industry truly deserves an honor. And for that, now I request Dr. Taramika to present a memento to Mr. Asad Bhushan. Now let's talk about another exciting career, the UI UX design sector. Let's learn about the amazing opportunities in it, the AI roles in it, and what skills you should have to get a job in it. From the UI UX design expert himself, Mr. S.P. Senthilkumar, before leading Bounteous as Senior Director, he headed UX and Experience Design Division at Infosys as the Principal Designer. In addition to this, he has rendered his immaculate design services ranging from logo designs, poster designs, website designs, and lots more to several startups. Overall, he brings more than 25 years of expertise. Sir, the stage is all yours. We can't wait to hear from you.
We had a blast of entertaining visuals as part of our Phantom presentation. Right? Thank God, that was mind blowing. I think with, with that context, I think we are fantastically included in terms of listening to the industry experts. So I am in line, probably going to share my insights about UX UI, which probably all would have been knowing this, right? Hi, I'm S.K. Chandra Kumar, and art is by heart, design our passion. I currently work with Boundless as a senior director, and Boundless is a crossover of a digital design agency and a digital transformation in terms of technology. So it stands in between, providing absolutely basic tools to digital transformation of large enterprise. So before that, I had a good stay with Infosys in Indra, most of the corporates that you know, and I'm a proud alumni. You can see the image over here. It's been a 25 years of journey here. I'd like to play a small AV that would represent my design journey from image. Right? Can I have the AV, please? So I'm going to briefly engage you with these topics today, hardly 20 minutes. So I request your sincere attention, and probably if there are any questions that you can have it in the Q&A session. Right? So I'll just quickly start with, I think many of you know, but still I would start with this ice-breaking question. So somebody can attend with, what do you see here? Somebody can voice up. Elephant. Yep. Made of wood. Okay. Any more answers? Come out with some answers so that we could move on. Any try? We had elephant, we had wooden statue, somebody said. Okay, sculpture. Somebody from this side. Okay, I think many of you are answering and I'm not able to hear it, but probably when you answer it within yourself, whatever your answer will be right. So it could be an elephant, it could be a wood, it could be a sculpture, it could be a toy, but always it has the other perspective. And I would like to take this analogy from Tirumula, which is very popular. Marattai Maraithathu Mamadayane. Marathil Maraithathu Mamadayane. So when you see a piece of log, you don't see an elephant. But when you see an elephant, you don't see a log of wood there, right? So Kalakanda, Nayakana, Nayakanda, Kalakana. Is that? Alright. So why do I start with this? So I just want to clue this analogy to the kind of impact the design has created all this by. So design is like an air where it's completely invisible and omnipresent everywhere that you see. Right from your day begins with your package of paste to end your day when you go to bed. So it's there right from every part of aspects that you engage, that you deal, that you see, that you touch, that you feel, right? Could be a brand logo, a lot of packages that you see every day. You unfold every package that you get from your e-commerce sites, everyday objects, gadgets. There are many such aspects to probably clue in the invisible designer who are really hidden in every aspect of this. That's the point I'm trying to make. So when you see an object, obviously there's a design part of it which everybody try to forget to see. Similarly, we travel a lot, so right from your maps, and we do a lot of payments, your banking, your tax, the OTT platform that you spend all across, your booking, your Swiggy, your orders, everything, and the list goes on, right? So every part and participle of your day is filled with design. That's something I just want to start with, all right? So I will come to the core part of the presentation where I'm here to talk about UX and UI career opportunity, and I would like to split this into three major segments. It covers, this entire career opportunity covers three large parts: branding, UI and UX. I'll try to put in simple terms to understand what is branding, what is UI and UX. So these are very much available when you try to Google it, or I think these days when you try to ask the ChatGPT or Gemini, you will get it. But still I'm trying to put that in a very relevant space so that you could easily connect to your daily things. So branding is nothing but how things feel. Every brand has an emotion. Every brand has a large part of customer-centric emotion that they have. Could be luxury, could be simplicity, could be authority, could be So there are many portions, many emotions to each brand, and that is getting trickled down to an extension of website, extension of app, their service, their product. So brand is a seed that gives out, where around the seed, or with the concept of seed, we try to build trees, forests around it. And as I said, UI is how things look. It's pure visual interaction, how things work when you touch, when you press. And similarly, UX is something how things work. Right? So we'll try to see one after other. I'll not discuss in detail because these are very much available. You could go and research. But I thought we'll start with this. So branding, as you see, when a brand logo is crafted with a lot of care and passion, you can see how this could be trickled down to many of the aspects. So anybody who is going to involve in in brand would obviously work along with logos, and logo trickle down to a lot of office stationeries, your vehicles, your gadgets, and probably these are the things which are listed here, or something that they would day in, day out deal with in terms of logo, print assets, email campaigns, and they would document the brand guidelines, create a website, and the last one, I think something every day we encounter, right? Social media content could be Instagram, could be, I think Facebook is anyway tapering down. There are new media content that is coming out in terms of YouTube as well, isn't it? So that's about branding. And then the UI interface is purely design detailing. So somebody gets a brand and then probably will focus on about brand expression in each of the screens. So I've just kept a few samples to understand what is a UI interaction. In terms of color play, somebody has to really be focusing on visual engagement and layout of each page. So where does the image fall, where does the content fall? And if the image is there and the content is there, how does the people going to read it? And what happens when I click the night sleep button, or what happens when I click the menu? So these are something user interface deal about. And then the last one is user experience as a larger umbrella, as it is indicated rightly. So I would like to take a small example and then probably wrap it up with the next segment. So user experience, when we talk about, is something who wants the entire experience. When I say the entire experience, you could understand very easily. Say we all buy things in Amazon every day, and right. So even within us, I may buy certain items, and you may buy very different items, isn't it? So I may be interested only on sports, and somebody may be interested only on fashion. So as a customer who is buying day in, day out on Amazon, customer has a different set of profiles within customers. And people who sell on Amazon, so they are different personas, right? So my journey and my requirement within Amazon is different. And the seller requirement and seller journey is entirely different in Amazon. The product is one, but you have different users, different requirements. So that's how people who are going to own the experience part of it will have to really focus on the users, their goals, their problem statements, and based on the problem statement, one has to create a right strategy to resolve it. And then create a set of user journeys. So if I'm going to be a user, how do I land? How do I navigate? Where should I click? How quick I could probably complete my task. These are about user journey. And then every journey will have a lot of screens in it, right? So that's what we saw earlier. So each of these screens will have to be crafted. And every screen that you see will have the content as well. So the content is nothing but which is actually communicating you the entire experience. So on totality, you have the complete usability aspect involved in terms of creating a whole user-friendly product. So that's the key role of user experience. We covered brand, UI, and UX, right? To sum it up, somebody who is really interested in these concepts which I talked about. So we had a lot of tidbits that are shared in all the 3 slides. So somebody who's really interested in observing in your daily applications, on your daily things that you are really using it. So I'm just welcoming them because you are going to be an architect for the digital life going forward. So people who are involved in these kind of product designs actually design every tab, every transactions, every alert that we are all experiencing, right? That's a summary, I just want to put it across. The kind of volume, the kind of engagement this part of the career is going to handle is really huge, and this is booming up every now and then, right? I'll come to the interesting part. I think that's where you're all here. So what is the market size of UX UI? Somebody who is really passionate or probably curious to understand, or really not knowing I'm interested, but what is the way ahead? This is the market size, global market size for UX UI. So we are on 2025, right? So the 2025, and I'm just projecting a market strategy. So this is available on the web as well, so you can go and check it out. This is coming from a popular industry report, right? So it's modern intelligence. You can check it as well. So the key takeaway here is it's going to be multi-fold. probably it's going to be growing in 33% kind of CAGR. So it's fast growing as it shows, and it's fast growing in the Asia Pacific region. So be it India, Singapore, China, Australia. So these are areas where Philippines, Sri Lanka. So these are areas where a lot of UX UI opportunity is going to grow massively, right? And then with this aspect, we saw what is design, what is the UX UI aspect of it, and what is the market size of it. Then who provides these kind of jobs, right? So these are major segments that provide UX UI jobs. We'll start with the popular one, IT services, our homegrown TCS, Infosys, CTS, and MNCs like Accenture, Public Sapiens, or Deloitte. These are popular companies who massively recruit UX UI members in bigger numbers. So I just start with that. But also to add in, so these are only top of the mind kind of segments. So there are many other segments which I doesn't cover. I thought this will give a large idea, right? And then followed by SaaS products. So our Chennai-based products. Chennai is a cradle of SaaS products we call it, right? So we have Zogo, Kissflow, Freshworks, ChargeBees, and you can name and you can add on to the list. There are too many SaaS products that are day in, day out emerging in Chennai. So it's a great opportunity for UX UI members who could tap on that. And similarly, digital agencies. So we have popular digital agencies who deal with replacing the traditional advertising agents, right? Agencies. So these digital agencies are other kind of segments where they recruit UX UI. So I think I mentioned few aspects. One thing, Net Brahma from Pune, and we have Ecovemia, and we have people from RRD as well. So they will be talking more about it. And nevertheless, we have global tech companies like Google, Apple, IBM, Microsoft, just to mention. So there are many others who are operating from India. So these are ideal companies where you could really fetch out great opportunities and great reward as well, right? And then e-commerce. Nevertheless, I was talking about e-commerce, where that's what we are day in, day out, probably interacting. It could be Amazon, Flipkart, or Meesho. It's a happening place basically, and Shopify, right? And the fintech one. So that's Razorpay, Intuit, and the larger banks like World Bank or MX. So whatever I'm mentioning here, they all have presence in India. So that's the point I'm trying to put it across. And nevertheless, so these are something where you want to really work for an organization. And UX UI also gives you a good amount of enablement to make your solo entrepreneurship or a group of entrepreneurship that you could sit across and run your own digital agency. So I have shown that as part of my area as well, right? So nothing is going to stop you, but when you try to go through different kind of companies, so I have given different sectors. One is a service company, other is a product company, another one is more about a SaaS product companies and global tech companies, pure product companies. And there are e-commerce sort of which is very segmentized, not a broad one. When you work on service, you kind of get to see different kind of domains. Could be banking, could be healthcare, could be logistics. So you get a kind of multiple experience in your IT service. But when you go to a segmentized one, e-commerce, you become subject matter expert. So I have worked 15 years in banking industry for Pinnacle, for World Bank. So there are multiple fintech domains. So these are something different areas that you could operate with, right? And when you go there, companies, what kind of roles and what kind of work you generally happen to see in the job market. So I just mentioned popular titles that you could see in your job market. So if you type UX UI job market, these are the roles that you popularly see, right? Could be a graphic designer, brand strategist, visual designer, motion designer, part of what we saw earlier, but not to that grandeur. But all our mobile apps will have motion, right? So when you try to probably complete a payment, you get a success message with some nice graphical animations. So that's a motion design. Somebody who decides on how a motion design for a particular application should look like. Similarly, interaction design, we talked about a lot about that. Experience designer is a notch up all from the rest of the others. And obviously, these are something which talks about much of design hands-on. And there is another set of roles that gives an opportunity where you need not do a hands-on design. Rather, you can focus on really the research part. So these are these roles that is there on, say for example, user researcher, UX writers, and usability testing. Right? So these play a critical role in shaping every product. So they contribute largely a pre-design and a post-design. So these are some critical roles where you may not be so good in visual thinking or so, but you may have a strategical idea or you may have a logical idea. So you could play a very good role in terms of doing a benchmark study. You could do a role of, in terms of research, in terms of understanding every persona, every user type, and you could really contribute to the whole product structure. And somebody who has done the design and you want to take to the user and test it, how does the design work? So the last three are something for those kind of people who are not visually high, but logically good, but want to contribute on usability, right? So I just touch-based major roles, right? And then the critical part. So these are very benchmark numbers. So the salary range and the growth possibilities. So the industry standard obviously may vary based upon the cities, talent, and the kind of company. So you know the global companies like Google, Apple, so their salary structure is entirely different. Somebody from an IT service, homegrown companies like TCS and Infosys, they operate in a different salary structure. So irrespective of it, this gives you a large spectrum of salary ranges, right? So you can have an eye on it and go for it. So I think did I miss something? Yes, I did, and I didn't mention about the AI all this while, right? So many of you will have a query on this. Okay, now AI is going to take over my job, or AI is going to replace me. AI is there to generate image or generate design. So what is my role as a UX UI person, right? So that's where I thought I will clear that in the air, and then AI is not going to replace you, rather treat the AI as your buddy. When you say buddy, so it's not going to replace you, rather it's going to replace only the repetitive task in the overall UX UI design arena. And it's going to enhance your productivity. So you spend a lot of time in user research, and that is going to be shortened by AI, and it is not going to replace your design, right? And also you can co-create. Say for example, you put a line and another one put another line. So when you try to do like I think probably group study பண்ற மாதிரி. So you can vibe with the AI and then start something as an idea, and then probably check with the AI to enhance it or rephrase it, or probably add more visions to it. So these are something the AI is going to do, rather than AI is not going to sit and design entire UX solutions for the problem statement and put it across. So obviously whatever with the current maturity, or even what is projected for the next 5 to 10 years with AI, what is going to be possible. It definitely needs a human to intervene, a human to curate, and a human sensories to really probably provide a right outcome. So it's in that situation, so you are pretty safe. I just want to be loud and clear that AI is not going to take your jobs away, right? So with that note, I come to the last part. So there are a lot of students here, so I'm going to really address for the students what is really required. For students who are planning to come to the UX UI arena, just be cheerful and then probably have a real confidence on it, because that's going to be your era. And when you try to structurally learn UX UI through any possibilities that you have, make sure that you don't focus only on the tools, rather tools are the basic enablers, but be curious and not focus only on the tools and skills part. Be curious is something which is very important. What happens? Why should I? What will be the impact for my design? So be very curious and ask curious questions. That will take you to a longer impact as part of your design journey. And probably this is very common in any art form. So you have to continuously practice and continuously fail so that you become very sharp as part of your capability. So create often and do not worry about its fidelity. It could be just a scribble, it could be just a small text input and a button. Just identify what it is. So your proximity to the design and your proximity to forming a design is very important. So that is second part, and obviously ever learning. So all these 25 years, I would like to reclaim that where we started and where we are here, right? So the entire landscape of design has changed, entire landscape of tools have changed. But the idea of design and idea of human approach to human interaction to the machine does not change a lot. So we may have to be really agile to probably keep ourselves open to learn fast, and also design is something that you need not wait to start. We have all tools and you have all methods to start as early as possible. You do not need a structured training as well. So keep on learning, keep on probably attempting to design, mock, or probably mimic something, and then keep learning, right? And I think these are something which I already said. A recipe for a good designer. Curiosity is definitely the one to start with. Unless you are curious, you may not be interested to take that forward, right? So when you are curious, be empathetic. It means you have to think for the users. So that's a vital skill that you may have to develop. And also visual thinking. So instead of we talk a lot, obviously talking is part of the design, but when we are on the job, right? So we wear a mask and we keep on listening. Listening is the best quality that is really required for a designer, so that they keep all the ears open to listen what is happening in the landscape, and we could come out with the right solution to the problem statement and end user faces. And obviously storytelling, like everybody are doing right now. And collaboration is something which is very important, where designers these days have to, unlike the agency times where we sit in a studio room and work only with the fellow designers, that's not the case these days. So these days, designers have to reach out to developers, designers has to reach out to stakeholders, have to reach out to users. So they may have to meet very many personas, very many people, and every people work differently, talk differently. So that's where the empathy also comes into picture. And the last, but the least one, is that openness to the feedback. So many of you may be interested over here because, say for example, you may be good at art, right? So I draw a lot, so I know painting. So in the visual think so there is always a close tie-up to the art. But design is not an art. Design is not something you cannot hold close to the chest. It is completely for users. So openness and reacting to the feedback is very important. So that is something really required for the good designer recipe, right? And I'm not sure whether parents are here, but I have a few slides for parents as well. So parents, I request you to really believe that design is a real career, and I myself is an example to show that as a 25 years of design journey of that. And it's an impactful career, and it is really respected, and it is in demand with the current age, right? So you have all the tick box getting ticked as a parent when you plan your future for the kid. And I'm planning for my daughter as well. Right? With that note, thanks for the opportunity and thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure the youngsters here would have gained a lot from your address. And I now request Mr. Murugeshwaran to present a memento to Mr. Senthil Kumar as a token of our appreciation. Thank you, sir. Kindly take your seats. The creative industry extends far beyond entertainment. There are also so many career options in the corporate world. Previously, we have explored the importance of UX and experiential design in today's business landscape. Many national and international companies now offer diverse opportunities for creative professionals as they provide end-to-end design solutions across defined graphic design, branding collateral, 3D design, and much more. One such firm is R.R. Donnelly. Mr. Manoj Paul, the Chief Creative Alchemist at R.R. Donnelly, will discuss the services the company provides to various businesses worldwide and the opportunities available for the designers in the corporate world. A creative industry veteran, Mr. Manoj Paul heads the design team in the Global Brand Solution Division in RRD. As Chief Creative Alchemist, additionally, he leads a team of technological design geeks in RRD Innovation Lab called the Loft at RRD for generative AI, 3D, interactive and immersive solution. Sir, this stage is all yours.
Good morning. I can't hear you guys. Yeah, that's good. So one of the things, one of the questions that I'm often asked these days is, how old are you? Yeah, but I'm not telling my age. So I give the usual answer, and then naturally, it progresses to the next question. So when are you retiring? So for that question, I have an answer which is actually a quote from one of my very favorite designers. His name is Hillman Curtis, and he once said, when someone asked him the same question, designers don't retire, they die. So what you understand from that is, being creative or being in the design, domain is not a profession. It's part of your life. And as Mr. Sendil Kumar rightly said, it comes from your heart. So your heart has to stop, for you to stop doing the design. So that's, very aptly put. And in order to, be a real designer, one of the most important things is, you have to be extremely self-driven. Nobody can help you with motivation. It has to come from yourself. And being very proactive, committed to work, and being very serious in what you want to achieve. Those are the goals that you need to set as students today. Think long term, not short term. Set yourself, really long term goals as what you want to achieve, 20 years from now or 30 years from now, and work towards that. Everything else is just a milestone that will fall in place for you as you progress in your career. So yeah, I'm Manoj. I have about 36 years of experience in this industry, and probably I'm as old as Image, my professional experience. And very happy to be here. It's very heartwarming to see, so much of talent that's gathered here under this roof. and I'm sure the industry is in safe hands. And I'm really happy to be here, and I'm very grateful to Image and the people who invited me to be part of this whole event. And it really, I'm truly excited to present my thoughts and share whatever I can, probably in the next 20 minutes, while I can keep continuing. I'm going to stop somewhere. So yeah, this association with Image has been a very long-standing one for us at RRD, and we have a lot of students who've been placed over the years in many of our design teams. In fact, I lead a innovation team which is part of our innovation lab known as the Loft at RRD, and it's called the Global Interactive Team. And at any point of time, there's always one student from Image who's been part of my team. And currently, I have a very senior 3D artist who studied in ICAT, and he's part of my team for the last 7 years. And I have seen his progress from being a very simple artist to today. He's dabbling with open source generative AI tools, seeing how you can automate 3D modeling and all that. So the opportunities are tremendous, and it's the right platform where we like to encourage all the talent to really scale up their careers. So if you have long-term goals, RRD is probably one of those platforms that can give you at any level the opportunities that you're looking for. And yeah, so I'm really very proud to be part of that team. I've been there with the company for about 12 years and still counting. So yeah. So today I want to focus on that one topic that's really hot in the market, and that's it's exciting, and also it's been probably terrifying to some extent, to a lot of people, because there are concerns. So I want to try my best to put certain concerns, at rest, and give you that assurance, it can help you in many ways, and that's generative AI. So I'm not going to talk about AI as such, because that's a larger ecosystem. I'm only going to talk about generative AI, which is pretty much part of the design ecosystem that we are very much focused on. And so I have one question for you guys. How do you define AI? Anybody? Come on. You guys use so many tools day in and day out. On WhatsApp, Chat GPT. Too busy to actually look at the definition, is it? Okay, so I think we all know it as artificial intelligence, and that's probably the larger umbrella. But what we are dealing with today is more known as augmented intelligence, because there's nothing artificial about it. It's still bits and, fragments of human knowledge that's been basically gathered and fed into a machine, in bits and bytes. So it's not, it can reason, but it cannot create. And, that's a very, very important factor. And, and that's what differentiates between, the human in the loop and, the machine being able to generate automatically. So without further ado, I would like to jump into my presentation. And I want to start with this video. And I'm not going to play the whole video. In the interest of
what we have done cannot be undone. Brought it upon ourselves, enemies in ourselves. turn, only a point of no return. Did we learn our lesson? We say mistakes happen. God needs another chance to rewrite Genesis again. God needs a change of plans to make us believe He can. We wrote our lives about, we made a book of woes and chapters of deceit, don't spare no soul. God needs another chance to rewrite Genesis again. God needs a change of plans to make us believe He can.
I'll stop it there. If you really want to see the entire video, it's there on my YouTube channel. You can search for Goddamn Blues. So this is a song I wrote a couple of years ago, and I always wanted to put a tune to it and play it with my band, but never found the time to do it until AI came into the picture. So the tune, the music that you heard was composed using an AI tool, and the entire video sequence was done using generative AI tools. So, but all of this was possible because there is a human brain working behind it. It's not that, by magic out of the sky, a couple of AI tools got together and then said, hey, let's do a song. And then, they did it. No, they didn't do that. It required a human mind to actually write the song and then, give it direction, saying, hey, what type of a song do I need to compose? All those series of instructions has to come from a human being, and that's an important part of anything that you generate with AI. And one critical component of that is, prompting, using the right phrases, and that's something you need to definitely learn, and today is one of those fancy designations that is hot in the market is prompt engineers. And and that's rightly put, it's the sweet spot for any creative guy who wants to jump into the generative AI space and explore all these tools, how they can augment the entire creative process. So I want to talk about a little deep into where the AI tools today sit in the creative ecosystem. There are tools and then there is us. How do you blend both of them? How do you make sure that these tools are working the way we want? For that, the most important thing is having a solid foundation in design. And that's exactly what you guys are doing right now, getting that solid foundation. You're learning the basics, you're learning and getting the right grounding that's required for you to basically springboard your career, into the bigger things. And that's most important thing. And the second thing is understanding the tools. Forget AI for a moment. You have your digital tools, and then you have your traditional way of doing things. So you need to find a way to actually create a process and a workflow. So typically what happens is I know that a lot of us are very, very apprehensive about losing jobs to AI. I mean, if that was the sense, I wouldn't be standing here. I would have lost my job 3 years ago. And so that's definitely not going to happen. And you can look at it in a very positive attitude and look at it as just another set of tools. Because the market had the same apprehension when the digital transformation happened. I started way back, so I know initially we used to make artworks using bromides, stick it up on a piece of board, and then do airbrushing for illustrations and all that. completely manual work. And that's when the transformation happened. Adobe's suite of tools came into the market. Apple made a big splash, and then everyone got very jittery. Oh God, I'm going to lose my job. I don't know how to use these tools. And that's exactly what is happening right now. And to a large extent, I would probably blame the social media for it. That they're creating a very negative, perspective to the whole thing, and we always have that fear of missing out, and that's kind of dominating our thought process. So get rid of that and explore opportunities where you can bring in these tools. And to substantiate what I'm saying, I want to run you through some of the samples we've been doing. So this is an entire workflow. In a normal sense, an artist could probably visualize an idea and then they sketch it out and then create artworks. So in this case, what we did was the artist still created the initial sketch. So this is a very basic product. So we still created a hand drawing of what he envisioned as a product, and then we digitize it, and then from there on, we use a generative AI workflow. So with the bottle was generated using a generative AI tool. The label content that you're seeing on the bottle was generated, and then we had a 3D visualization of the product in the form of a video. So the entire workflow was created. The benefit here is, in a general traditional way of doing artworks, it would have taken me a week to 10 days to do this. And so many people will be involved. There is an artist, product designer who will design and sketch it out. There will be an art director who will do the mood boards, and then they sit and brainstorm, they think, and then there is an artist for executing. There are so many people who get involved in the whole chain of execution. But what generative AI does is, it comes in and then optimizes the workflow. So what happens is, the moment I have the idea with me, I don't need anyone else to do the execution anymore. The tools will help me do it. So in the process, I have gained on time and cost. So what took me 1 week, we did this in 1 day. So you can imagine the difference. And again, I'm sure, when I'm telling this, you must be thinking, oh God, then, not all of us will have work. No. This gives you that opportunity to sit in this sweet spot where you ideate, conceptualize, strategize. This is where a designer should be sitting and not in execution. Leave it to the tools, because that's mundane work and you don't need to be creative to execute a project. It doesn't need creative thinking at all, you just have to know the tools, that's it. And AI is one such tool, You don't need Photoshop anymore, you don't need Illustrator anymore, you use an AI tool. So that's how it gets replaced. But the good thing is, you have elevated yourself now to the cream of the, whole requirement. That is ideation, concepts, the ability to, articulate your thoughts. And what it makes you is, you become a storyteller. This is a very simple thing. Imagine applying this to every project that you take up. It could be a brochure, it could be a video that you're doing, a sizzler reel for social media. You have to tell a story. So that's where you need to position yourself as a designer, You should learn to tell stories and only use tools to express, use them as a means to express and reach those mediums. That's where you basically have to sit. These are some more samples of work we've done using the same concept. Okay, this product doesn't exist, so don't go looking for this. This is not going to solve your skin problems. So this is purely to show how we execute. So all these samples that you're seeing is done with a generative AI tool. And here is a video we created, small sizzler that you can run. So even the copywriting part, which is a very, very critical part of any creative process, is done using ChatGPT, and but it's done by a designer. You don't have to be a copywriter anymore, but you can get the skills and you can use tools to actually augment your thought process. You might have the idea, but you might not have the means to articulate it the right way. And here is a tool that can help you do it. So take it, do it, but come with the original idea. So these are some mood boards we created. So even if you're doing the traditional way of execution of artworks, you can do quick mood boards, using these tools. So this will help you save time where you don't have to go search through hundreds of websites or templates or stock photography to create your mood board. You can just ask GPT or Claude, hey, I'm working on a project on cosmetics. Can you create a mood board of different styles of illustration? It will actually help you. It will give you. So that basic groundwork is now done by using these tools. You don't have to worry about having to spend a lot of time searching. So that allows you to focus more on the concept and the strategy, execution, media plan, the high level requirements for any project to be a success. And that's what businesses are looking for. So these are some more ideas on packaging. I know it looks ridiculous, but this is what possible using tools. So even you can get artwork ideas. If you're doing ads on social media or you want to print a flyer, you will get. All you need to do is come up with the copy and the visual concept and then ask the tools to help you execute it. These are some product visualizations. Looks yummy. And yeah, so, and it's not just restricted to, doing graphic design, even websites. If you want user interface ideas, you can, ask GPT or, any tool, like you have specific tools like UI Wizard, which is known as Wizard, that can help you to quickly prototype. And today you have plugins for Figma, which also, speed up the entire workflow for you. So these are some event-based, designs that we did. In fact, this was done for Chevy, and they liked it so much. So when it goes into execution, they build the prototypes and all that. Sorry. So this is another video that we did. This is completely generative AI. Only the concept and the copywriting was from, a designer.
Join a young boy and his loyal pet tiger as they embark on a thrilling adventure through the vibrant cosmos. Explore new planets, meet quirky alien friends, and dive into exciting educational games that will spark your curiosity. The Space Adventures of Rick and Tiggy. Launching soon!
So that's a small trailer, for a children's book theme. Okay, the children's book doesn't exist. And these are all concepts that we work on, experimenting on and pushing the limits for these tools. So that's what we do in our incubation hub, the innovation lab, exploring with tools and, seeing what can work best in our creative, production environment. And, and the best part is most of this is done by people, designers who don't even associate with these styles. You don't need an illustrator who can, illustrate in the specific style. You don't need a 3D artist who can, okay, this sounds scary, but yeah, you don't actually need a 3D artist to, sit and do the 3D modeling and the animation. Okay, the silence. Okay, you need 3D artists because, there is still something known as basics. And this was done by a team of 3D artists and illustrator who understand the medium very well. Without that, it's very hard to, actually generate of this quality. One more sample.
Okay.
completely generative AI. And of course, the editing was done using After Effects. And AI cannot give you cut shots like these, so you still need, so that's where the human in the loop comes in, you still need a motion graphics artist to come in and finish. And for this, the storyboard was not generated by, AI, it was done by a storyboard artist. It's a small clip, but it takes a human to actually, because as you can see, the dynamics are so different, and this is something way beyond AI's capability. So you need to slice and dice it into scenes and then give it to AI, saying, "Hey, do this scene, do this scene, do this scene." This is like using AI as your production unit. So it does the heavy lifting for you, and then you do the compositing, using your motion graphics team. So yeah, I would like to close this with this little discourse detox. This is a nice set of points put in together by someone known as Mike Schindler. You can go to his website, mschindler.com. He has clearly explained everything, in detail, and this is very valuable. The unhealthy disclosures and the healthy alternative, the fear of missing out. This is the hype right now running in all the social media channels, and people are getting very jittery about it. But in the process, these tools, companies that make these tools are making tons of money because you're buying these subscriptions. And what you need to replace that is with curiosity-driven learning. That is very important. You need to be curious. And to be curious, you need to be very self-driven, proactive, and then keep, learning. That learning part will never stop. Gaslighting, clickbait, taking hot takes on it, flexing, and elitism. All these are, things that can mislead you when it comes to, using these tools. But then, he doesn't just tell the problem, but also tells what are the solutions. So it's a great takeaway for anyone, who wants to understand better, how this whole ecosystem works. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you like this little presentation, and wish you all the best in your journey towards a very bright career and beyond. Let it come from your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was profound and a captivating speech. Now I'd like to call Mr. Satish Kumar to present the memento to Mr. Manoj Paul and honor him. I also call upon Ms. Ritika Sahe, Associate Manager, Recruitment at R.R. Donnelly, to join us on the stage to share a few words about the firm's recruiting process.
Can all of you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm not prepared. I was not warned or intimidated by this, so okay. I'm a recruiter manager in RRD Go Creative. I cater to the creative services specifically. I've been doing this for 5 years now, and as you can see with Manoj's team and other leaders, we have grown a lot in the past few years, and we have a steady connection with Image. We have campus drives. We even off campus we recruit quite often from Image. In fact, whenever I'm struggling, I just give a call to Javed or Akhila, and I'm like, hey, can I get some resources? So we have steady plenty of opportunities, specifically when it comes to graphic designers, UI, UX. My email ID is readily available with them, so I can, if you need, you can share it with the students. Not just freshers, we are also interested in the experience database as well. So we are always growing. We have a steady business of looking for new clients, and we have a reach globally. So we are always having new exciting opportunities. And I genuinely feel that RRD Go Creative is really good platform for all of you to develop your skills, because that's the kind of extent of our market, reach. So I would also, in fact, in the next coming weeks, I'm going to be having a discussion of whether we can incorporate what we do in your courses, so that we already have readily available resources, right? So it will also help you understand what the demand in the market is, right? So that's it. I'm really sorry I'm not prepared for this, but I'll be sharing my email ID, and if anyone is interested, you can reach out to me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having the doors always open for Image. And I now request Mr. Satish Kumar to present a memento to Ms. Ritika Sahe. Thank you so much. And how many of you love watching 3D movies like Avatar or Lion King? And how many of you love playing video games featuring characters like Kratos or Sonic the Hedgehog? Behind these incredible experiences in the animation industry, to tell us more about this vibrant field, let's welcome Mr. Kishore Kumar, Senior 3D Artist at Satware. Before his current role at Satware, he worked with Amazon as its Senior 3D Artist and contributed to several of its top projects. Also, he has rendered his exceptional works for many video games as the environment artist. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Hello, good morning to all. Almost it's good afternoon, right? Yeah. Okay. Three speakers, they are make me more comfortable. Thanks for that. Let me introduce myself. I'm a 3D artist, so I have a more connect with the image. For 2 years, நினைக்கிறேன் 2 years ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸோட ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இங்கேயே நிறைய பேர் கூட ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஐ மீன் நிறையா R&D டீமோட ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். So I'm really happy to hear. Thanks for Mr. Varan sir. Previous speakers tell about the AI, right? So I'm also a little worried about the AI a few years back. I honestly did that because some people talk about the AI, right? Like 3D inversions, the emojis works on that. So I'm not comfortable because I'm little in previous years, right? So I'm arguing, lot more arguments is going on that behind that. Why? Little stomach burning, literally, it's stomach burning. But as Sendil Kumar told, right? Think as AI is a buddy. Yes, I'm started with the buddy. Currently, I'm using AI. I learned jump into a lot of industries. So when I started in a game artist, then I product designer, then I animator, and then I CG developer. And there's all so many platforms I switched to using AI only. So AI, it's not at me. I'm not here with that. So thanks to AI, and people also start using the AI. It's more useful in the current generations. So I'm going to talk about that AR, VR using in the automotive industry. Um, I'm just giving a little intro about that Satya venture. One second. Yeah, Satya Venture Engineering Service is called as SAT1. They are established in this 2000 year, and this complex design and engineering immersive platform they are creating is. Currently, they are focusing on that automotive AR and VR development process. And then, okay. So, anyone know about this? Why AR and VR using this automotive industries? Anyone really have an idea? Okay. Let me start with this video. Okay, before I start with my slides, so I want to share my past experience about that, why I jumping into so many industries. So because it's a career path, right? So I need to share something about me. So when I started my career, it's a game artist. Purely I'm a game artist. So nothing I don't know because game is my passion. ஸோ நல்லா போயிட்டு இருந்தது. ஸோ கேம் கம்பெனி எல்லாமே நிறைய நல்லா நடந்துட்டு இருந்தது. யூஎஸ் டிசைனிங்ஸ் எல்லாமே கேம் மிக்சட் ஆஃப் டிசைன்ஸ்லாம் வந்து எல்லாமே ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். Suddenly some decisions will be happen. So every industry has some decisions will be happen. So I choose my tools based knowledges. So in the tools, in the industries and the tools use பண்றாங்க I can search. That's my challenging part. So engineering companies எப்படி 3D யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கன்றது we are எல்லாரும் தெரியும். ஸோ CAD modelings and this thing all they will use it. பட் நம்மளோட இன்ட்ராக்ஷன்ஸ் விஆர் அண்ட் ஏஆர் எப்படி இந்த 3D இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்குள்ளே உள்ளே வராங்க, ஸோ அதை எப்படி யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படின்றது தான் நம்மளோட சேலஞ்சிங் பார்ட்டாக இருக்குது. ஸோ இதில் வந்து என்னோட கேம் அண்ட் ப்ராடக்ட் டிசைனிங் எல்லாமே என்னோட டூல்ஸ் பேஸ்டாக யூஸ் பண்ணது. லைக் what Phantom FX teams they're using in the Blender, in the open source softwares. That's crazy things. So before then, we all used the Maya or something 3ds Max. This all be license-oriented tools. So the company also think the open source softwares how will be easiest to the friendly to artists. So they pick and that what the technologies they are using is behind the softwares. So I trust the softwares is never be died because softwares and AI will rule the world. So coming to this, the early adoption and innovations. So the prototype designs every companies will be started. For example, some of companies they're using at VR and AR, before prototyping. So the cost cuttings will be huge efficiency. In physical prototype, it's more expensive. So if using a 3D softwares or gadgets, they'll be reduced it. The time saves and cost cuttings will be very efficiency. And then manufacturing part, not only car companies or other industries. So the people are focused on that every new hired peoples, they need to test that prototyping parts. So they cannot use that expensive products to showcase them. So they can, before they will try some of the 3D visual parts or exposing things using Microsoft HoloLens and Apple Pro versions and lot of gadgets in the market. So they can utilizing this products and then they can easily to understand that what the products will be achievable and how the manufacturing cost cuttings will be happening. And before the 70% of things will be finished on that prototyping process. And then training and then cars products in the huge market will be there in the HMI designs. You know the human machine interfaces. Nowadays you all were using the vehicles, right? So you guys using the touch sensor with the Android versions. Before that, you can easily interact with the human scale process using that HoloLens. So currently, the HoloLens will be the huge market, and they utilizing that UI UX designs also. I'm going to the next slide. So as I say that the global team conducting the real-time views, they're saving the 30% of cost cuttings and the travel also. So some of CEOs and CEOs, they cannot travel to expense the ticket charges. They will easily sit on the systems and using the gadgets, they will easily achieve that what their companies are doing and the employees are doing and how the product will be working on that. So they will travels and all the things will be more efficient using those gadgets. And our car companies are having a safety and simulations process. So you know that if you create a car, the first preference will be a safety and simulations process. So if you create a car, you cannot be able to give it in the market without any crash test. So previously they are using some of technical tools like ANSYS, SolidWorks, and this thing all, but still they are using. But the add-on using that Unreal, Unity, these softwares all be very uniqueness to understand that crash testings and the data from that human, the airbags, how they producing. Before they thinking of the product prototyping, the animation will be maximum successfully giving this manufacturing parts. So it will more help to reducing the cost cuttings using of all the crash tests and advanced training complex projects also. And the more interesting thing is remote assistant. So if the factory peoples they are using it HoloLens means they will easily find out that solutions of what the car will be getting the problems. Nowadays, if your service centers are using this plug and play, the gadgets will be having it, right? So in previous years back, they will get more time to understand that car, what are the issues. So in nowadays, within 5 minutes, they will easily understand that what the car will be getting the problems. So it's more sufficient to the customers also, and as well as the company get more benefit. So advanced training is nowadays we are using a medical or other industry also using this training, the explosive views. It's more complex. If you go for any doctors going to the heart surgeries, they cannot directly go into this before training because they are more practicing on this thing, few more years back. But they have a more advanced technology nowadays. Before the medical kit or all the things will be using it VR and AR. So the surgery, all practice demos will be done in the AR VR. The doctors have a more confident to engage with the patients. So they can easily find out the solution, and easily they can achieve that operation to be successful before the testing period. Sorry. And in Satyam Venture, they are using it more cars stimulations process. Meanwhile, that the car testing it is not be very easy. So that Unreal, some of guys you guys know about the Unreal Unity, right? So this is a key thing for understanding the car stimulations nowadays. The rendering path and visual designings and all the things will be done in Unreal development, and using Satyam Venture slowly interact with this automotive that using this 3D element of tools. Before the customers, they need to check what are the colors and how the car interiors will be happen, how the air flows in the AC vent will be going flows is like a car configured like that one does. So in all the visualizing using the AR and VR, you can easily to achieve this thing all, and or else you can go and check with this in the direct showrooms, and they will check with this direct interactions. But you cannot afford to go there, and you can sit in this front of the system. You can be able to use this. What are the car models in there, and what are the colors you can be able to check, and you can be able to customize in this using AR VR. Then your final product will be a refund result. So that's the uniqueness of the AR and VR in the automotive industries. This is a new industry that's keep on, it still is in grow. It's been massive development process. Some of engineering companies still they are in training process. So the career opportunities, 30% of growth is in the future in 2027. This is a special case, like I told, right, that Unity and CAD softwares and 3D modeling skills, it will be perfectly match for the automatic designs. So I don't know previous things will be automotive industries play the major role in the 3D industries. So the career opportunities is a lot of things is there. So you guys check with this how the Unreal and Unity going to this capture this industries in automotive industry worldwide. So these are the career opportunities in this field. So XR engineering is completely program-based work. They are using a generative AI right now. So people who are processed in Unreal, it's a blueprint is a very very difficult thing, and the programming skills are very very difficult things. I'm an artist. I'm not know about the programming skills, but in generative AI, you can able to easily get the programs, and you need to know about the small basic things of the programming language, so you can easily to achieve the XR development role. And the 3D artist, all the modelers is there, right? And nowadays the HMI design is a major role playing in automotive industries. So people, I told right, either to HoloLens or Apple Vision Pros, they can easily get the interact with this switching options. In our future, it's going to be a AR. In the AR, we can touch that whatever volume controls or whatever things you can able to stimulate in this AR flow. So that's a major role in of HMI designs in automotive industry. And then the digital twin engineer, it's also development. It completely automotive structures. So if you people get more struggle with this pipeline process to get it's not be achievable, they can automating the some of tools. They can easily to give that artist supports. So that is the digital twin engineering. And next are training specialist and automotive metaverse architect. So automotive metaverse architects is a huge market value. But it's we little more need to check with this in the Google or other ChatGPT. It's refined programming skills we need to know about the architects, the metaverse things. Metaverse nothing but in real world we are in staying and we are in sitting on the front, right? So the metaverse like completely different. If you know that web browsers to handling with this, the metaverse will be completely engaged with the peoples without in physical touch. So in person front of you talking, right? So metaverse is completely, it's different. So that's the thing, the automotive metaverse will be achieved. So it's a fundamental reshaping of automotive industries. They are planning into the next level of artists going to achieve these industries. So it's a highly demand career path in the future, 2027 after. They mainly focus on the safety and simulations of 3D technologies we're using is, and some of non-achievable things also they can easily get into this real world to this opportunity. I'm done this presentations. I hope you enjoy this. So I'm a little nervous to this, to exactly go after a long time in front of the students. When I started the career, we are faculty. So happy to. Thanks for that.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, sir. And I now request Ms. Nagalakshmi to present a memento to Mr. Kishore Kumar. Thank you so much. And so far, we have explored the many thriving career opportunities in the creative industry. But how do you equip yourself to enter these spaces? To help us understand this, let's welcome Mr. Swaminathan, Vice President of Image Group.
So, all-time motivational song, whether you're born before 96 or after that, இன்னி வரைக்கும் இதான் motivational song உங்களுக்காக போடுங்கப்பா.
படையப்பா வெட்டி கொடி கட்டு மலைகளை முட்டும் வரை முட்டு லட்சியம் வெட்டும் வரை எட்டு படையடு படையப்பா கை தட்டும் ஒளிபட்டு நீ விடும் நெற்றி துளிபட்டு பாறைகள் எட்டை பிளவுக்கு குடடும் படையப்பா கை தட்டும் ஒளிபட்டு நீ விடும் நெற்றி துளிபட்டு பாறைகள் எட்டை பிளவுக்கு உடைபடும் படையப்பா வெற்றி கொடிகட்டு வரலை கொண்டு வரை கொண்டு நெற்றியை வெட்டும் வரையிட்டு படையிடும் படையப்பா
The original song is 4 minutes 17 seconds. கொஞ்சம் போர் அடிக்கும். அதனால 62 செகண்ட்ஸ்க்கு மிஸ்டர் சஜீவ் எடிட் பண்ணி கொடுத்தாரு. நோ ஏஐலாம் யூஸ் பண்ணல, எல்லாரும் பேசுனீங்க. மேனுவல் எடிட் 5 நிமிஷத்துல முடிச்சிட்டாரு. 5 நிமிஷம் சாங்கு 62 செகண்ட்ஸ் எடிட் பண்ணாரு. ஒரே எடிட் தான் காமிச்சாரு. கரெக்டாக இருக்குப்பா, ஸ்டோரி கரெக்டாக போகுது. மோட்டிவேஷனல் சாங் 1 மினிட்ல முடிச்சிட்டோம். எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் பேசி 1 hour 2 hour பேசி தான் பழக்கம். 10 நிமிஷம் தான் எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸில் எனக்கு டைம் கொடுக்குறாங்க. என்னால் முடியாது, இருந்தாலும் பார்க்கலாம். என்ட்ரா அதாவது இன்னொரு ரஜினி படம், அதுல வைரமுத்து எழுதியிருக்கிறார், உங்க எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். 8 8 மனுஷ வாழ்வை பிரிச்சுக்கோ, நீ எந்த 8ல இருக்கன்னு நினைச்சுக்கோன்னு எழுதினாரு. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா 8 பாத்வே 8 ஸ்டெப் இருக்கு உன் கேரியரை முடிவு பண்றதுக்கு. இந்த 8 ஸ்டெப்பை நீ தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா நீ எந்த கேரியர்ல எந்த ஸ்டெப்ல இருக்குன்றத புரிஞ்சுக்க. இப்ப இந்த 8 ஸ்டெப் பார்க்கலாம், ரொம்ப 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 முக்கியம். 10 minutes டைம், 8 steps, 30 செகண்ட்ஸ்ல அடிச்சுட்டு போலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப். ஸோ 8 கோல்டன் ஸ்டெப்ஸ். தங்கம், சும்மா வார்த்தை ஜாலம் இல்லை, உண்மையிலேயே தங்கமான ஸ்டெப். கரெக்ட் தானே? இதுல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது இருக்கா? வாட் இஸ் த இன் டிமாண்ட் கரியர்? இதுதானே ஒரு சிம்பிள் லாஜிக். இவ்வளவு தானே. எவ்வளவோ கரியர் இருக்கு, thousands and thousands of career. ஆனா எதுல இன் டிமாண்ட் இருக்கும்? சில கேரியர்ஸ் 1970s 80s ஓடிய செத்து போச்சு. சில கேரியர்ஸ் 2030 அப்புறம் தான் நல்லா ஆகும். ஸோ ஃபியூச்சரிஸ்டிக் கேரியர்ஸும் இருக்கு, பாஸ்ட்ல க்ளோரியில இருந்து செத்து போன கேரியரும் இருக்கு. ஆனா இன்னைக்கு ஹாட்டா இருக்கிற கேரியர் இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு ஹாட்டா இருக்கிற கேரியர் என்னன்றதை கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். அந்த கேரியர் அடுத்த ஒரு 30 வருஷம் 40 வருஷம் இருக்குமா அப்படின்றத எங்களை மாதிரி ஆட்கள்கிட்ட கன்சல்ட் பண்ணணும். பண்ணீங்கன்னா நாங்க சொல்லுவோம் எது 10 வருஷத்துல காணாம போயிடும், எது எவர்கிரீன் கேரியர் எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். So first step, you need to identify which is the in demand career and some of the many in demand careers. Due to time restriction, morning Mr. Manoj Paul asked me, is this session going full day? Swaminathan கேட்டார். நீங்கெல்லாம் உட்கார ரெடினா நாங்க 10 கேரியர் பண்ணிடுவோம். பண்ணலாமா? ஃபுல் டே 10 கேரியர் வாங்க. So for the time limit we thought only 3 careers will take today, right? So step 1, very important, you must identify the in demand career, and 3 such in demand careers were discussed in detail exceptionally well by our experts, right? So after identifying the career, is that fine? That's it, I'm victorious, I've identified my career, that's all. After that, after a year or so, I'm going to get a job offer from my dream company. நடக்கவே நடக்காது, impossible. கனவுல வேணா நடக்கலாம், ரியாலிட்டியில சான்ஸே இல்லை. So you need to focus on what skills should I acquire, right? So this employable skill is very very important. Whether you choose UI or animation or VFX or game design or graphic design or fashion or interior or anything, film maker ஆனுனாலும் employable skill, எந்த skill என்கிட்ட இருந்தா எனக்கு வேலை கிடைக்கும், இல்லை நான் போய் ஒருத்தட்ட ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணால் எனக்கு ஒரு வேலை கொடுப்பாங்க. அதை நம்ம கற்றுக்கணும். கற்றுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம முதல்ல ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும். யூ ஷுட் ஹாவ் அ ஃபோக்கஸ் தட் ஐ ஆம் கோயிங் டு லேர்ன் employable skills. I am only going to get a graduation. I am going to get a certification. ஆன்லைன்ல படிப்பு இருக்கு, 3 மாசத்துல படிச்சா சர்டிபிகேட் வந்துடும். எம்ப்ளாயபிள் ஸ்கில் வருமா? இதுதான் கேள்வி. இந்த கேள்வி வரும்னு தெரிஞ்சா படிக்கணும். இந்த கேள்விக்கு ஆன்சர் டவுட்டா இருந்தா உங்க இஷ்டம். கண்டிப்பா பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? There are so many institutions. எல்லா இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ்க்கும் போகலாம், கேட்கலாம். பல ஃபீட்பேக் இன்னைக்கு ஆன்லைனில் பரவி இருக்கு. எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்காங்க. செந்தில்குமார் சார் சொன்னார், நான் 25 வருஷம் முன்னாடி இமேஜில் இது ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன் ஒரு ஹம்பிள் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டாக அப்படின்னு. அப்போ நம்ம ரிசர்ச் பண்ணாமல், ரைட், சோஷியல் மீடியாவுடைய பெரிய பிரச்சனை என்ன? இன்னும் கம்பெனியே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணல. மனோஜ் சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி that's not product does not exist, but they have visualized it, they have created it, and they have made all of us believe that இது எங்க சார் இருக்கு அப்படின்ட்டு. அந்த அளவுக்கு. ஸோ ஒரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் உருவாகாமலே அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் 50 வருஷமா இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு சோஷியல் மீடியாவில் கதவு சுத்த முடியும். அதுக்கு நிறைய டூல்லாம் இருக்கு. இதை நம்ம நம்ப போறோமா இல்லை ட்ராக் ரெக்கார்ட் பார்க்க போறோமா? Whether you join a university or a college or an institution or an online, எல்லாத்துக்குமே இந்த ரிசர்ச் பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? ரிசர்ச் பண்ணாம நீங்க போய் சேர்ந்துட்டு ஏமாந்தா எவன் தப்பு? உங்க தப்பு தான். எஸ், இதெல்லாம் ஒரு பெரிய மேட்டர் இல்லை. Who doesn't have a laptop? Who doesn't have a good computer at home? எல்லாருக்கும் இருக்கு. வாடகை கூட கொடுக்குறாங்க சீப்பா. But this is very, very important. In our years and years of experience in training students, we have consistently advocated students to invest in a laptop, very good laptop or a very good desktop. In fact, desktop என்னைக்குமே பெஸ்ட். வீட்டில் உட்காந்து பெஸ்ட் சிஸ்டம்ல நல்லா ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணலாம். பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும், வேற வழியே இல்லை. வெறும் கத்துக்கிட்டா போறாது, வெறும் வீடியோ பார்த்து இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆனா போறாது, வெறும் வாத்தியாரோட வாயை மட்டும் பார்த்துட்டு செம்ம வாத்தியார் மச்சி சூப்பரா சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாருன்னு அவரை புகழ்ந்தா மட்டும் போறாது. நீ எப்ப முன்னேற போற? பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும், பண்ணியே தீரணும், வேற வழியே கிடையாது. ஆசிஃப் காட்டின ஸ்டோரி எல்லாம் பார்க்கறதுக்கு எவ்வளவு பிரமாதமா இருந்தது. சூப்பர் என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட். பண்ணும்போது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டம், எவ்வளோ மேன் பவர், எவ்வளோ ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி அவங்க கம்பெனியில் சேர்ந்துருப்பாங்க. ஒரு நாளும் புது புது விஷயங்கள் வரும்போது அதை எவ்வளோ ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணும். பர்ஃபெக்டாக இல்லைனா ஷார்ட் ஓகே பண்ணுவார் ஆசிஃப். ஸோ ப்ராக்டிஸ் இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். கம்பெனியில் சம்பளம் வாங்கும்போது ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிக்கலான்ற ஷார்ட் கட்லாம் வேலைக்கு ஆகாது, உங்களுக்கு வேலையே கிடைக்காது அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணால். ஆசிஃப் எப்போ ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுவார்னா ஜாப் ரெடி அப்போதான் ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுவார். மேடம் எப்போ ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுவாங்க? ஸ்கில்ட் அண்ட் ஜாப் ரெடி அப்போதான் ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுவாங்க. உங்களுக்கு சம்பளமும் கொடுத்து அவங்க கம்பெனியில் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுப்பாங்கன்னு நினைச்சிங்களா? மாட்டாங்க. So every employer, irrespective of the industry, they have their standards of how they want a student to create a portfolio. This is where the collaboration between the industry and the academia exists and is very, very important. So an institution like Image has been consistently collaborating with many, many companies. Only few companies we have been able to call them today. There are thousands and thousands of companies we have been collaborating in the last 29-30 years, and we know about the exact requirement of every company. What is the kind of work that they expect for a fresher position, for a slightly senior position with 2 years, 3 years experience, even for a higher position. We know about their requirements, but we always train freshers. So many a time we will not be able to supply a manpower who you may expect with 3 years experience or 4 years experience. But as a fresher, whatever companies want, we know the standard, and we teach the student as to how to go about with the portfolio, and whenever that portfolio goes to the company, the success rate is at least 70 to 80%. Yes, if you do all these things, you can focus on your company. இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஃபேண்டம் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ்ல நானும் ஆசிஃபோட டீம்ல நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணணும், இந்த மாதிரியான கான்டென்ட்ல நானும் பண்ணணும், இது என் ட்ரீம் கம்பெனி சூப்பர்பா இருக்கு, மனோஜ் சாரோட நான் போய் ஆர்ஆர்டியில் ஒர்க் பண்ணணும்னு நீங்கள் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். உங்கள் ட்ரீம் கம்பெனியை நீங்கள் ட்ரீம் பண்ணுங்க, அந்த கம்பெனிக்கு ஸ்கில்ஸோட போனால் கண்டிப்பாக அவங்க சேர்த்துப்பாங்க. ஏன்னா ஒன் சைட் ஆஃப் த ஸ்டோரி தான் எனக்கு வேலை கிடைக்குமா அப்படின்ற சந்தேகம். ஆனால் இன்னொரு சைடில் போனால் நல்ல நல்ல ஸ்டூடெண்ட்லாம் எங்கே இருந்தாலும் கொடுங்க கொடுங்க கொடுங்கன்னு கேட்டுகிட்டே இருக்காங்க கம்பெனி. இதுதானே உண்மை. ஆல்ரெடி எஸ்பி சொல்லிட்டாரு, தொடர்ந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கேன். எல்லாரும் இங்கே பேசினவங்க எல்லாரும் லேர்ன், கீப் லேர்னிங் கீப் லேர்னிங் கீப் லேர்னிங். 2001ல் டிசைன் வேற மாதிரி இருந்தது, இன்னைக்கு மாறிடுச்சு. இன்னும் 2 வருஷம் கழிச்சு இன்னும் மாறும். 2040ல் எப்படி இருக்கும்னு யாருக்குமே தெரியாது. ஸோ 7 பாயிண்ட்ஸ் நீங்கள் ஈஸியாக ஃபாலோ பண்ணிடலாம். 8th point is for a lifetime. It applies to me, it applies to anybody in the world. Whether they are an entrepreneur or an employed person, this 8th point is extremely important. So, 8 உன் கேரியரை பிரிச்சுக்கோ. எந்த 8ல் நீ இருக்கன்னு புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. நினைச்சு என்ன பிரயோஜனம், புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. 8 எம்ப்ளாயபிள் ஸ்கில் இமேஜ்ல ரொம்ப வருஷமா சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்கோம். இந்த 8 படிக்கும் போது பார்க்கலாம், டைம் வேஸ்ட் ஆகுது. 8 ஸ்கில் வெறும் டெக்னிக்கல் ஸ்கில் மட்டும் இல்லை, ஆர்ட்டும் தெரியணும், டிசைனும் தெரியணும், சாஃப்ட் ஸ்கில் தெரியணும், மக்களோட மூவ் பண்றது எப்படி தெரியணும், டீம்ல எப்படி ஒர்க் பண்றது தெரியணும், சாஃப்ட்வேர் ஹேண்டில் பண்ண தெரியணும், எல்லாம் தெரியணும். 8 ஸ்கில். சோ யார் இந்த கோட்டை சொன்னா? ரொம்ப ஈஸியான கேள்வி, யார் வேணா பதில் சொல்லுங்க. Can I have silence please? If anybody wants to go out, this is not the time. Please stay back 5 more minutes, right? யார் இந்த கோட் சொன்னா? ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஆளை மட்டும் தெரிஞ்சா பத்தாது, அவன் சொன்னது என்ன, நமக்கு அதனால பிரயோஜனம் இருக்குமா யோசிச்சு பாரு. இவர் அறிமுகம் யாருக்கும் தேவையில்லை, இவர் இதுதான் சொல்லியிருக்காரு. எவ்வளவு ஒரு உண்மையான வார்த்தை. இதுல பணம் இருக்கா, ஜாதி இருக்கா, மதம் இருக்கா, ஏழை பணக்காரன், ஆண் பெண்ணு எதுவுமே கிடையாது. யார் சொன்னது? எனி ஆன்சர்? கூகுள்ல பார்த்து சொல்ற போங்க அடிக்க கூடாது, தப்பு. அது கம்பெனிலாம் உங்களை துரத்தி விட்டுருவாங்க அந்த மாதிரிலாம் பண்ணீங்கன்னா. பேர் தெரியுமா? தாத்தா யாரு? பா, சூப்பர். இததான் எல்லாரும் இங்க சொல்லிட்டே இருக்காங்க, இததான் சொல்றாங்க. எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் டிசைன். கதறாத யாருமே இல்லை இங்க. சொன்னது யாரு? நிச்சயமா தெரிய வாய்ப்பு கஷ்டம்தான். கஷ்டமான கொஸ்டின். இவர் பேர் மிஸ்டர் பால் ராண்ட், உலகத்திலேயே ஒன் ஆஃப் த டாப் டிசைனர்ஸ். தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, பால் ராண்ட் மாதிரி நம்மளும் ஆக முடியும். எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் டிசைன் நம்பி உழைச்சா. இத சொன்னவர் ஒரு டிசைனரா? யாரா இருக்கலாம்? யாருக்கு இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு தகுதி இருக்கு? நிறைய பேருக்கு இருக்கு. இவர் தான் இத சொன்னாரு. நோ ஷார்ட்கட். பேசுறவங்கள ஒருத்தர் வந்து லாங் டேர்ம் கெரியர் திங்க் பண்ணுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. நோ ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் பிசினஸ். கம்பெனி யாருக்குமே ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் திங்க் பண்ணி நான் 3 monthsல 6 monthsல growth கொடுங்க சார் அப்படின்னா வெளியே போண்டு வாங்க. லாங் டேர்ம். உன் வயசு லாங் டேர்ம் தானே. நம்ம 80 வயசு வரைக்கும் வாழ தானே போறோம். அப்ப கேரியர்ல வந்து 21ல என்ட்ரா 28ல இவ்வளவு பெரிய growth கொடுத்தா என்ன நியாயம்? 40 வருஷம் வேலை பண்ண போறோம்ல. நோ ரிட்டையர்மெண்ட். சார் சொல்லிருக்கீங்க, கிரேட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் சார். இனிமே எல்லா செமினார்லயும் நான் யூஸ் பண்ண போறேன். நோ ரிட்டையர்மெண்ட் மேன், ஒன்லி டெத். So choose your dreams. Don't find shortcuts. There is no shortcut for any career entry. என்ட்ரிக்கு வேணா இருக்கலாம், ஆனா சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கணும், அச்சீவ் பண்ணணும், மேல மேல போகணும், நோ ஸ்டாப் அப்படின்னா சச்சினை ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். இது தெரிஞ்சிருக்கலாமே. தெரியுமா? ஆன்சர் இவரை தெரியும், ஆள் இப்ப இல்ல ஆனாலும் தெரியும். தெரியும் தானே? இல்ல சொல்லணுமா? ஸ்டீவ் ஜாப்ஸ். இதை யார் சொன்னாங்க? இதை நான் சொல்றதுதான் ஐரணி. போட்டோ வந்த பிறகு தெரியும். நானு எஸ்பிலாம் இளையராஜா சார் ஹார்ட் கோர் வெறித்தனமான ஃபேன். ஆனா கோட், கிரேட் கோட், எக்ஸ்ட்ராடனரி. என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு கவனி. இதை யார் சொன்னது? சென்னை ஆளுதான். சென்னை ஆளுதான். ஒத்துக்கிறீங்கல்ல? இல்ல டவுட் இருக்கா? சென்னை அசோக் நகர் தான் வீடு இருந்தது, இப்பதான் வித்தாங்க 6 மாசம் முன்னாடி. இது யார் சொன்னது? ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கஷ்டம், யாருக்குமே தெரியாது, நான் தான் சொல்லியாரு. இது எங்க கம்பெனியோட ஃபவுண்டர் மிஸ்டர் கே குமார் சொல்லியிருக்காரு. இதுதான் இமேஜ், இதுதான் இமேஜ் குரூப். உள்ள வந்து படிச்சா வேலை இல்லாம நீ போவே முடியாது. வேலையே எனக்கு வேணாம்னா இமேஜ் வந்து சேரவே சேராது. அவ்வளவுதான், முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. சோ 8 ஸ்டெப் சொன்னோம். 8 பேரோட கோட் பார்த்தோம். IMAGINXT கூட்டி பாரு. 8 எழுத்து வருதா? கூட்டி பாரு. 8 எழுத்து வருதா? அதான் 8. இன்னைக்கு டேட் 28. டி ராஜேந்தர் மாதிரி பேசுறேன்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. 8ன்ற நம்பரை மறக்கவே முடியாது நம்ம வாழ்க்கையில. தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச்.
தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் சார். கண்டிப்பா இது ரொம்ப பிளாஸ்டா இருந்தது இல்லையா? எப்படி இருந்தது சாரோட ஸ்பீச்?
சத்தியமா ஏஐ எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணலங்க. உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற குமுறல் மாணவர்கள்லாம் நல்லா வந்து ஆகணுமே. ஏன்னா எங்க கூட பழகிற எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் எல்லாம் சார் 10 வருஷம் முன்னாடி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் செம்மையா இருந்தாங்க சார், இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி இல்லை, ஏதாவது பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்றாங்க. அப்படிலாம் இல்லை. இது ஒரு பாசிங் கிளவுட் ஃபேஸ் தான். யார் தான் ஜாலியா இல்லை? சுவாமிநாதன் இன்னைக்கு ஸ்டேஜில் உட்காந்து கேரியரை பற்றி பேசுகிறான். 26 வயசு வரைக்கும் அவன் என்ன வாழ்க்கையில் பண்ணுவான்னு அவனுக்கு தெரியவே தெரியாது. நீங்களாம் வந்து 19, 20, 21 வயசுல வந்திருக்கீங்களே, அப்போ எவ்வளோ அட்வான்டேஜ் உங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. ஸோ மற்றவங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் விட்டுருங்க. நீங்க யூ ஹாவ் டு சூஸ் வாட் யூ ஆர் குட் அட் மோர் தென் வாட் யூ லைக். We may like many things, but we may not be good at that. Right? I may like a great painting, but எனக்கு வரைய வரலனா. I may like to watch lot of films, but film maker ஆணுன்ற ஒரு எண்ணமோ இல்ல ஒரு திறமையோ எனக்கு இல்லனா. வெறும் படம் பார்த்து இல்ல கம்ப்யூட்டர் கேம் விளையாடி நான் கேம் டிசைனர் ஆகணும்னு நினைச்சா போதுமா? What we are good at. ஆர்ட்ல குட்டா, டிசைன்ல குட்டா, பேச்சுல குட்டா, எழுத்துல குட்டா, கவிதையில குட்டா. In which creative form we have a better natural ability to express ourselves. ஒருத்தரும் திங்க் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கிரியேட்டிவ் கெரியருக்குள்ள தாராளமா வரலாம். And one more thing, I'm sure our experts will agree with me. Now is the time for the great synergy between creativity and hardcore technology. Am I right, sir? Creativity and hardcore technology க்கு இப்ப கிடைச்சிருக்கிற ஒரு ஸ்கோப் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம் கிடைக்கல. ரெண்டுமே கொஞ்சம் இப்படின்னு தனித்தனியா இருந்தது. இப்போ both has merged. So which means if there are engineering students here, definitely a lot of people will be there. And if you want to get into computer science or any aspect of engineering, our Kishore Kumar has already given you a small pathway. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய pathway இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு வந்து Phantom FXல இருக்கட்டும், Bot VFX இருக்கட்டும், any leading VFX studio, they have got a separate R&D team and they are always creating new tools that may not be available with the software itself, right Asif? That may not be available with the software itself. They have to ஒரு particular fire effect வரணும், ஒரு particular accident scene பண்ணணும், டைரக்டர் யூனிக்காக கேட்குறாரு, சார் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சீன் வந்து இந்திய திரையுள்ள வந்திருக்கவே கூடாதுன்னு கேட்குறாரு. டூல் கிரியேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. டிசைனர் டூல் கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியும்? பண்ணவே முடியாது. டிசைனர் அப்ளை தான் பண்ணுவார். டூலை கிரியேட் பண்ண போகிறது ப்ரோக்ராமர் தான், கோடிங் நாலேஜ் இருக்கணும் தான். ஸோ கோடிங் நாலேஜ் எனக்கு இருக்கு, கேன் ஐ பி அ பார்ட் ஆஃப் த கிரியேட்டிவ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரினா, நீங்கள் ஹார்ட் கோர் கோடிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி போனால் கூட சம்பளம் கம்மி தான் கொடுக்குறாங்க, எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், நான் ஒன்றும் சொல்ல தேவையில்லை. த டாப் கிரேட் ஐடி மேஜர்ஸில் இன்னைக்கு என்ன சம்பளம்? நீங்கள் இன்ஜினியராக இருக்கலாம், நம்பர் 1 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டாக இருக்கலாம், கேம்பஸ் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃபர் உனக்கு தான் கொடுத்துருக்கலாம், 2.8 to 3.5 தாண்டாது. ஆனால் இங்கே வந்து பாருங்க, you have a coding knowledge, you have a design sense, you want to be a part of the animation industry or VFX or game or UI னு சொல்லி பாருங்க. ஏய் இந்த மாதிரி ஆளு கம்மியா இருக்கடா கொத்தின் போ அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பெரிய பேக்கேஜ், நீங்க நம்பர் பேக்கேஜ் அள்ளி தருவாங்க. ஸோ வித் தட் செகண்ட் செஷனை மறுபடியும் 8 லெட்டர் வார்த்தையோட தேங்க்யூ கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் சார். உண்மையிலே வந்து ரொம்ப இன்சைட்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்தது. ஐ கெஸ் வந்து ஐம் ஷோர் இன்னைக்கான டே வந்து ரொம்ப ஃப்ரூட்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்தது அப்படின்னு தான். ஏன்னா நிறைய கெரியர் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் நம்ம வந்து டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். எக்கச்சக்கமான ஸ்கில்ஸ்லாம் நம்ம வந்து என்னெல்லாம் வேணும், நமக்கு என்ன மாதிரியான ஜாப்ஸ் எல்லாம் வெளியில் இருக்குது, என்ன மாதிரியான ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்குது, என்ன மாதிரி ஸ்கில்ஸ் நமக்கு வேணும், அதெல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து கிராப் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக நிறைய நம்ம இன்னைக்கு கற்றுக்கிட்டோம். அண்ட் டு த எண்ட் நம்ம வந்து வந்திருக்கோம் இல்லையா? ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல வந்து நிறைய பேருக்கு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஏன்னா வந்து அவ்வளோ வண்டர்ஃபுல்லான செஷன்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம இங்கே அட்டென்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ நிறைய பேருக்கு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ வில் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் ஃபியூ கொஸ்டின்ஸ். யாருக்காவது கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்குது அப்படின்னா நம்மளுடைய டிக்னிட்டரிஸ் கிட்ட நீங்கள் வந்து கேட்கலாம். லெட்ஸ் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆஃப் வித் விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ். விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ்ல யாருக்காவது கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கா?
கொஸ்டின் இருக்கான்னு கேட்டால் யாரும் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. மைக்கு கொடுக்காம கொஸ்டின் கேட்டால் அவன் என்ன பண்ணுவான்? So somebody can go there with mic and encourage students to ask questions. Asif is there to answer. Sendil Kumar is there to answer. Mr. Manoj Pal is there to answer. Kishore is there to answer. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது நானும் சொல்றேன்.
few minutes முன்னாடி எல்லாரும் வந்து ஃபில் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? ஒரு 5 கொஸ்டின் ஒரு கொஸ்டினை செட் ஃபில் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? எல்லாரும் வாலண்டியர்ஸ் கிட்ட அந்த பேப்பர் கொடுத்துருப்பீங்க. பட் ஆனால் கோயிங் த்ரூ தட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் உங்களே நீங்களே வந்து ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணியிருந்திருக்கலாம். இட்ஸ் ஆல் பேசிக் பிஹேவியரல் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தான். ஸோ அதில் உங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் எந்த கெரியர் சூஸ் பண்ணணும், எந்த ஆப்ஷன் உங்கள் மனசில் இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத நீங்கள் அழகாக சூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்திருக்கலாம். பட் ஆனால் நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு இருக்கும். ஸோ ஃபீல் ஃப்ரீ டு ஆஸ்க் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். லியோ தளபதி வந்தபோது எல்லாரும் கத்துனீங்களே, அதேதான் அந்த கத்தல் தான் வேணும். ஸோ வந்து அந்த சீன் எப்படி மேக் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, அதுக்கு பின்னாடி பிஹைண்ட் த சீன்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கு, யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் தட் அபவுட் டு ஆசிஃப் சார்.
அவங்க இப்பதான் யோசிக்கிறேன்.
நான் எடுத்து கொடுக்குறேன் சார், நான் எடுத்து கொடுக்குறேன். அகைன் வந்துட்டு எஸ்பி செந்தில்குமார் சாரோடைய லைக் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது கூட வந்துட்டு என்ன மாதிரியான யூசர் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் நமக்கு வேணும் அப்படின்ற ஒரு நிறைய தாட்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு இருந்திருக்கலாம். பேசிக் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்ல இருந்து எப்படி வரலாம் அப்படின்றது இருந்திருக்கலாம். சூப்பர் நைஸ். வி ஹேவ் ஒன் क्वेश्चन. கோ அஹெட். யார்கிட்ட கேட்கணும்? யூஸ் யுவர் மைக்.
சார் இப்போ விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ்ல டவுட் இருக்கு.
Definitely to Asif sir. Please volunteers mic வந்து Asif sir கிட்ட கொடுங்க.
சார் என் பேர் நிதீஸ்வர். இப்போ விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ்ல ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு. விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ்க்கு கோடிங் கண்டிப்பா வேணுமா?
For an artist level, coding is not because for an artist, it's only the tool that you use. To develop that tool, you need coding for that. So we have a different Python development teams who are developing certain tools for the artist to use. So visual effects, there is creative department. At the same time, we have technology department also.
விஷுவல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் ஆர்டிஸ்ட் லைன்ல போகணும்னு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருந்துச்சு.
The artist coding is not required. You just need to learn the software. If you want to develop the software, you have to develop new easy tools for the artist to do easy work. அதுக்கு கோடிங் தேவைப்படும்.
இந்த லியோ பார்ட்ல ப்ளூ ஸ்க்ரீன் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, க்ரீன் ஸ்க்ரீன் யூஸ் பண்ணாம டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருந்துச்சு. ஏன்?
It's a very common question, green screen or blue screen. It again depends on what is the subject that you are shooting right now, because this is a night sequence. So night sequence la blue screen, there'll be some reflections falling on the actors. So green one, this will be totally different. And it's a night mode shot. So blue use panna konja easier, but again, doesn't make a difference. If your clothing is very relative to green, you use a blue screen. If your clothing is blue related things, you use a green screen.
இந்த விஎஃப்எக்ஸ்ல நீங்க ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்துச்சு?
எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு வேணுமா கேட்டீங்க?
எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்
லைக் உங்களோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் அவங்க
my experience, okay, 20 years from here. While I was a college student, I came into this industry. So with my passion, I learned all this. So I'm here.
ஓகே சார்.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Image, கேள்வி முதல் கேள்வி கேட்டிருக்கிறாரு இல்லையா, அவருக்காக நம்ம வந்து ஒரு டிஷர்ட் பிரசன்ட் பண்ண போறோம். Nice. Any other questions? UI, UX, super nice. T-shirt கொடுக்குறேன். இப்போ யாரெல்லாம் கேள்வி கேட்குறீங்களோ எல்லாருக்கும் T-shirt இருக்கு. எப்படி? Yeah, rated marketing group. Yeah, done.
Regarding UI, UX, I have a question. So, இப்போ logo designல வந்து ஒரு ட்ரெண்ட் பார்க்க முடியுது டுவர்ட்ஸ் மினிமலிசம். அதாவது எல்லா லோகோஸும் வந்து லெட்ஸ் சே கூகுளோடது இட்ஸ் லுக்கிங் மோர் அண்ட் மோர் த சேம் வெரி ஹைலி ஜியோமெட்ரிக் ஹைலி மினிமலிஸ்ட் ஸ்டைல் பார்க்க முடியுது. ஏன் இந்த ட்ரெண்ட் போகுதுன்ட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது ஐடியா இருக்கா? ஐ வாண்ட் டு நோ.
General trend is something which is a wave that passes across. But Jana, இப்போ the question is very specific in terms of minimalism. அது வந்து நிறைய பேர் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. Brand takes a common cue from a customer standpoint. So இது வந்து film industry மாதிரி தான், where filmmakers think that hardcore action works, but maybe audience like hardcore family, right? So அந்த மாதிரி that's what the trend goes with the kind of common cues. But certain brands will do a rebrand which really makes sense for their own emotions. இப்போ அவங்க வந்து காமனாக மினிமலிசம் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ரெண்டு ஆஸ்பெக்ட். ஒன்று வந்து ஹவு தி என்டையர் யூஐ இஸ் சேஞ்சிங். இப்போ ரீசெண்டாக ஆப்பிளோட லான்ச் பார்த்துருந்தீங்கன்னா லிக்விட் டிசைன் சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க, விச் மீன்ஸ் லிக்விட்னா நீங்கள் எதில் வேணாலும் அப்ளை பண்ணலாம். அதுதான் அதோட கோர் கான்செப்ட் இல்லையா? ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி மாறும்போது ஆப்வியஸாக யுவர் லோகோ cannot be old style, isn't it? So the logo should also be talking the similar language so that it could be applied anywhere. Could be YouTube, could be on a device, could be on your gadgets. So does the logo has a liquidity in it to apply everywhere? So அந்த aspects தான் minimalism போறாங்க. So அங்க போயிட்டு நான் வந்து ஒரு old style logo போட்டேன்னா it would look completely odd. So ரெண்டு ஸ்கூல் ஆஃப் தாட்டையும் நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லியிருக்கேன். பட் மேஜராக மாறுறது வந்து நான் செகண்டாக சொன்னது தான். பட் ஸ்டில் தேர் ஆர் கம்பெனிஸ் விச் வுட் ஹோல்ட் தேர் ஓல்ட் ஸ்கூல் தாட் அப்படின்னு சொல்ல மாட்டேன், பட் ப்ராப்ளி தேர் ஓன் வேல்யூஸ் அண்ட் கோ ஃபார் அ ரைட் ரீபிராண்டிங். அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ்.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
Thank you so much, and kindly students and youngsters please stay back. ஏன்னா உங்களுடைய டவுட்ஸ் எல்லாம் தான் இவங்க கேட்குறாங்க, அதில் உங்களுக்கான ஆன்சர்ஸ் கண்டிப்பாக கிடைக்கும். So please stay back. And any other questions?
Yeah, I am Solomon from SIVT College, pursuing final year of visual communication, and I actually have a question about in the VFX industry.
To ask you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. It's really wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you.
And I had a dear friend of mine who used to work with VFX big companies like DreamWorks, and he also worked in various Netflix series like Hira Mandi and many more, and he worked in various English series. But yeah, he had a great career and got like 60 to 80K per month, and suddenly he got laid off because they don't have any projects coming. So what do you think about the future VFX artists? I mean, if the company didn't have any projects and they are suddenly laying off every employees, and they didn't think about their value, they didn't think about how much they are giving their full potential to the company. They just think that why do we have to keep him if we don't have any projects? So what do you think about it, sir? What do you think about the future VFX artists who are going to work in the prestigious companies like this?
See, again, layoff is something very generic. It doesn't happen only in VFX industry. It happens across all the sectors in the world. So you have a time where you have recession happening and you have tons and tons of people going out of the companies. It's not just VFX. So there are many other IT firms who are laying off people, and the layoff happens from the end. Layoff never happens from the top management or from the top artists. So if you have to be safe, if you have to safeguard your job, be unique. Okay, don't be that same monotonous guy who's coming to the office 9 to 6, working on the same job every day. So you have to prove yourself, you have to be different enough that the company thinks 100 times before laying off you. That's why you have to prove yourself in certain way that, with you, I can create another you. Like you can build a team of 10 or 15 members. So be unique, be strong in the skill that you have. You develop your skill as strong as possible so that your ground is strong. So companies will think before laying you off. So maybe your friend, I don't know about your friend, I'm not judging him, but I'm telling that, he may be one among the herd. So there are hundreds of employees, he may be one of them, where the company really doesn't know who he is. He's just one of the 3D employees there. So they don't know his name, they just randomly lay off a certain people. So it happens across all the firms, not just VFX. So layoff again depends on person to person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then we have one last question, I guess.
I'd like to add a few more aspects apart from what Asif said. Asif said about the core cuts of it. But I want to add that it's more about the cultural aspect as well. So when you try to take an MNC culture, right? So obviously in the Western geography, there is a culture where people can quit a job the day before and join the next day. So for them, job is not a continuous thing or that's a cultural difference. So people who are working on different geos should understand the nuances rather than blaming the company. So it's a culture where somebody, when they quit the same day, right? So they will get a job on the next day. So that's the kind of culture they are in, and they see the members also in a similar fashion. So when you join a certain company which is driven by Western influenced HR policies, make sure that you are ready for it. Equip yourself when there is such a scenario where you have a real backup. That will save you.
Thank you so much. And we have one last question for the day. Mike to him, please.
எந்த ஃபீல்டாக இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, பட் இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் டே மூவ் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ஒரு ஒர்க் நம்ம பண்ணணும்னா அந்த ஒர்க்கில் நான் வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணணும், எனக்கு வந்து என்ன தேவைன்னா அந்த ஒரு டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். நான் இந்த ஒர்க் இந்த நேரத்தில் பண்ணணும், அடுத்து இந்த ஒர்க்னால் அதை நான் இப்போ பண்ணணும். அந்த ஒரு டைம் மேனேஜ் எப்படி செட் பண்ணுறீங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ஒர்க்கான மைண்ட் செட் நீங்கள் வந்து எப்படி செட் பண்ணுறீங்க. இந்த ஒர்க்கில் இதை பண்ணலாம், இந்த ஒர்க்கை இந்த குரூப்புக்கு உங்கள் எல்லாத்துக்கும் நம்ம டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி கரெக்டாக வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ணலாம். ஏன்னா டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இருந்தால் தான் அந்த ஒர்க்கை வந்து நம்மளால் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக பண்ண முடியும். ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக பண்ணால் தான் ஒரு ரிசல்ட் கிடைக்கும். டீமாக எல்லாருக்கும் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி பண்ணால் அது கரெக்டாக கிடைக்கும், கரெக்டான அவுட்புட் கிடைக்கும். ஸ்பீடாகவும் பண்ணணும், அவுட்புட் கரெக்டாகவும் கிடைக்கணும். ஸோ இதுக்கு தேவைன்னா டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டும் தேவை, குரூப் டிஸ்கஷனும் தேவை, லைக் எல்லார்ட்டையும் இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லி பண்ணணும். அந்த ஒரு டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் எப்படி நீங்கள் பண்ணுறீங்க, அந்த ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்டுக்கு எப்படி கொண்டு வரீங்க?
இன் பர்டிகுலர் டொமைன் ஏதாவது இருக்கா இன் ஆல் தீஸ் செமினார்ஸ் நீங்கள் பண்ணதில்லை? ஏன்னா இன் ஜென்ரல் டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் அப்படின்றது இல்லாமல் விஎஃப்எக்ஸ் இருக்கு, யூஐ யூஎக்ஸ் இருக்கு.
சார் வந்து ஒரு இந்த லியோ மூவி அந்த வீடியோ எடுத்து பண்ணார்ல, அதுல கூட வந்து இப்போ அந்த ஒரு கான்செப்ட் எடுத்தாங்கன்னா அதை எப்படி அவங்க பிரிச்சு லைக் இது இப்போ பண்ணணும், இது இப்படி பண்ணணும், எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து இதை பண்ணணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த அந்த ஒரு எக்ஸிகியூஷன் மட்டும் எப்படி பண்ணாங்க மட்டும்.
இந்த எக்ஸிகியூஷன் ப்ராசஸ் சார் எவ்வளோ டைம், என்னென்ன ஷார்ட்டு, எந்தெந்த இதுக்கு எவ்வளோ டைம் எடுக்கிறீங்க, நீங்கள் அதுக்கான டைம் ஃப்ரேம் வச்சுருப்பீங்கல்ல, அது கேட்குறாரு.
So yeah, for time management, I think your basic question is how do you manage the time? For Leo, நாங்கள் சொல்கிற மாதிரி எங்களுக்கு just 40 days ஆயிடுச்சு இது பண்ணுறதுக்கு. So if you take the same thing to a different company, like a bigger companies எல்லாம் போயிட்டீங்கன்னா, they'll at least ask for 6 months or 7 months. Because they have their own pipeline set, they have their own team set. But Inga, what happens at Phantom is we are client-oriented company. So what the client, he wants it to be delivered as quick as possible. So the thing we did is the strategy. So we played a very good strategy where the entire team came together. It is not a one-man show. Leo was not done by one particular person. It is a team's work. So the entire team put up their whole time and effort in this particular show. We made a strategy, we made a plan, and we executed the plan as and when it has to be done. அது எப்பப்போ என்னென்ன டாஸ்க் ஃபினிஷ் ஆகணும் அந்தந்த டைமுக்கு ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணிட்டோம். ஸோ இந்த டைமுக்குள்ளே என்விரான்மெண்ட் ஃபினிஷ் ஆகணும், அந்த டைமுக்குள்ளே என்விரான்மெண்ட் ஃபினிஷ் ஆகிடுச்சு. மாடல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இந்த டைமுக்குள்ளே ஃபினிஷ் ஆகணும், அந்த டைமுக்குள்ளே ஃபினிஷ் ஆகிடுச்சு. ஸோ we just stuck to the strategy, we just stuck to the plan that we had, we stuck to the timelines, and we gave it to the client so that client கிட்ட கொஞ்சம் ஃபீட்பேக்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ அதுக்கு எல்லாம் நாங்கள் ப்ராப்பராக பிளான் பண்ணி தான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். So the answer for your question will be a teamwork, a proper teamwork, a proper planning, a proper strategy can give you a better time management capabilities.
சார் எப்படி அந்த குரூப்புக்குள்ளே உங்களுக்குள்ளே எல்லாருக்குள்ளேயும் அந்த ஒரு மைண்ட் கனெக்ஷன் சார், லைக் நீங்கள் இதை சொல்ல வரீங்க பட் அதை அவங்க ஆல்ரெடி புரிஞ்சுப்பாங்க, டக்குன்னு அதை எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல?
Comes again with experience. We have experienced people, so nobody is a fresher. Like we have artists as fresher, but the supervisors who are managing these artists are quite experienced enough to make them understand the importance of this one. Some artists will be இது எப்படி பண்ண முடியும், 2 நாள் எப்படி கொடுக்க முடியும், என்னால் பண்ண முடியாது, எனக்கு ஃபேமிலி இருக்குது, எனக்கு சாட்டர்டே சண்டே வர முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So you have people commenting all those things. So how do you convince them, how do you bring them to your mindset that this is a very prestigious show. இன்னைக்கு நான் இங்கே வந்து லியோ காட்டும் போது you guys were so much excited, you guys enjoyed the show. So that is all the hard work that we have put in for maybe it's just for 40 days, but that 40 days were sleepless nights. We stretched for 3 days, 4 days. We never used to sleep for at least 2 days or 3 days. Client வந்து he'll comment on us saying that this part is not good, இது நல்லா இல்லை, இது stupid இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. You get these kind of criticism from the clients also. But we take up all those things and we just want to deliver a good product to the audience, good product to the client. So bringing them to your mindset is a very big challenge, and that again comes with experience and how do you tackle them and all that.
Thank you so much. And ரொம்ப நேரமா அந்த குழந்தை நின்னுட்டே இருக்கா. Please give her the mic. Yeah. என்ன question like கிறிஸ்பா என்ன டொமைனுக்கு என்ன question அப்படி கேளுங்கடா.
ஸோ 3D ஆர்ட்லேருந்து கேட்கணும். அவங்க வந்து ஒரு 2 டிசைனிங் மட்டும் புதுசாக சொன்னாங்க. UI UX அதெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். புதுசாக வந்து HMI அண்ட் XR பற்றி எடுத்தீங்க. ஸோ அது என்ன டிசைனிங் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறோம்.
ஓ டு கிஷோர் குமார் சார்.
ஓகே, ஸோ 3D ஆர்டிஸ்ட் பேசிக்காக வந்து நம்ம எல்லா டூல்ஸும் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம் இல்லையா? ஸோ இட்ஸ் கம்பைன்டு வித் UI UX. அதுவுமே ரிலவெண்ட்டான விஷயம்தான். இப்போ நீங்கள் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பிளண்டர் யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க, ஸோ அதில் நீங்கள் வந்து UI UX எப்படி இன்டெகிரேட் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னு தான் இப்போ நம்ம ஆட்டோமோட்டிவ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஸோ XRன்றது இட்ஸ் ஸ்டிமுலேஷன், மிக்சட் ரியாலிட்டின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து பீப்புள் இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணுறோம் இல்லையா? ஸோ அது வந்து லைவ்லி இல்லாமல் ஸோ நம்ம சம்வேர் சம் பிளேசஸ், ஸோ அதனால நம்ம வந்து அந்த இன்ட்ராக்ஷன்ஸ் வந்து வெரி ஈஸியாக இருக்குது. அதில் 3D இஸ் த மெயின் பார்ட் அண்ட் த UI UX இஸ் தி சப்போர்ட். ஸோ யூசர் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் இல்லாமல் எந்த விஷயமே நடக்காது. ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் ரியாலிட்டின்னு வந்து மிக்ஸ்ட் ரியாலிட்டி ஆர் XR AR VR வந்தாலுமே UI இஸ் அ காமன் வே. ஸோ UI இல்லாமல் நம்மளால் ஒரு இன்ட்ராக்ஷன் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ யூஸிங் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் வந்து மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் அலோன்ஸ் பற்றி பேசினேன், அது கம்ப்ளீட்டாக UI திங்ஸ். பட் 3D இட்ஸ் சம் ஆஃப் சப்போர்ட் திங்ஸ். ஸோ யூ கன்வே ரைட்?
யா, தேங்க் யூ.
Thank you so much. And due to time constraints, நீங்கள் வந்து பர்சனலாக கூட நம்மளோட dignitaries கிட்ட நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய questions எல்லாம் நீங்கள் வந்து கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். And thank you so much for understanding.
I have one question.
யாரா இங்கிருந்து வரீங்க? Oh, okay, fine.
What is the future development we can expect in AI tools?
AI tools. AI is your buddy. Please answer, sir.
So your question is basically what is the future developments in AI tool? AI is the future. Okay, so I'll jokes apart. There are 2 things. One is a tool ecosystem, like your Mid Journeys, your the Kling AIs, and you have your Chat GPT. These are all tools that you're using. The tools are being developed and it's an ongoing process. So what happens is you will learn as they evolve, and they will keep improving their intelligence and their reasoning abilities and all that. So that is one part. The second part is where you have open source platforms where you can actually develop the tools. Even as a designer, like if you remember in my speech I mentioned about a 3D artist who's part of my team who studied in image. Today he does generative AI modeling using open source tools like Comfy UI. He writes his own notes. So that is the scope, and that is a very open platform, giving you the scope for actually building, the assets that are required using open source tools. So that is a rapidly growing, side of generative AI. And there are more, like you have MCPs, model context protocols, where you can just prompt saying, I want to design a bottle, for my, you can say for my product, which is a skin cream or whatever, and then give some details about, what the texture has to be, the shape. I can use a protocol, MCP protocol, and make Blender actually model it for me. I don't have to sit and, do the modeling. All I have to do is describe what I have in my mind to create the product. So those are the aspects that will help you to, actually push your boundaries, So you don't have to spend time anymore, creating those models, but you have to spend time thinking what you want, because that becomes more qualitative, and that is where the growth element is for you. I hope I'm clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One last question.
Like you can ask it privately, da. We are running out of time. All these like 3 persons are waiting with you. You can ask them. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Please provide him the mic. Yeah.
So give some time for all of them. I am taking the assurance, okay? I want our team heads to give all the questions to me and categorize them into UI, animation, VFX, design, anything, and even AI specific. So within a week's time, I'll assure you, next Saturday, you will be having the answers. The answers will be answered by them. We will articulate that and we will write and give it to you. If anybody prefers to give a voice message answering that question, then we would also be sharing that with their permission, if they give the permission. Because some of them may run out of time, they have to think, they have to write. It might be very boring for them, time consuming. Asif was running today. I don't know what happened, suddenly he stayed back. See, convince பண்ணிட்டோம் 12:30 மணிக்கு நாங்க போவோம், மீட்டிங் இருக்கு, வர முடியாது, நாங்க போகணும்னு சொன்னார். கன்வின்ஸ் ஆகிட்டார். யாருனால? உங்களால். இவ்வளோ பேர் இருக்கீங்க, அதனால கன்வின்ஸ் ஆகி ஐயோ இந்த கூட்டத்தை நான் விடக்கூடாதுப்பா அப்படின்னு ஆனார். Right? So, understanding that, no, and the passion with which all of you shared your message, we are committing as Image Creative Education that you can stay back for another 5-10 minutes, write some more questions if you wanted to really ask, that will be answered to you as text or through voice.
Yeah. Thank you so much. With all the good things, the event must also come to a meaningful close. I'd like to thank all our distinguished speakers, Mr. Asif Bhushan, Mr. S.P. Senthilkumar, Mr. Manoj Paul, Mr. Kishore Kumar, and our image team, Dr. Tarunika, Director, Mr. Swaminathan, Vice President, Ms. Nagalakshmi, Vice President, Mr. Murugeshwaran, Mr. Satish Kumar, Mr. Venkateshan, Mr. Prem Raja, Mr. Karthikeyan, the admin team and the marketing team and the digital team, and not last but not least, technical marketing team and marketing heads, SMEs, all the staff members and the student coordinators. Without you, this event wouldn't have been a great success. And I'd like all of them to be on stage to take a group photo to freeze this moment. Kindly please gather onto the stage.